press play. Don't pause, pause.
Comics Plus, what's going on, Akasan?
What's up? Super Cruise Station, son.
It's a late showing this time. We went from early ass showing to late showing. We're watching a late showing of the Eternals.
And it better be eternally good.
You asked too much, sir. I mean, it's Marvel, right? Well,
And
anyways.
it's not Venom. Well, no, because it's like twice the length, right? Because Venom is supposed to be short compared to this one.
This is true. That is true. I mean, we got also Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie responsible for Damn.
I'd rather, and I'm only saying that only because I would rather have that and Spider-Man, not one or the other.
The movie that pushed Spider-Man to next year in Japan. Possibly. Possibly. But, you know, to be fair, Venom is coming out like next month for us. So there's a lot of people in here. Anyways, we're looking forward to it, guys. We'll talk to you very soon. Peace. Eternals. Let's go. The fuck is this music though? Spider-Man face mask.
Where you going? That is a red one!
All right, guys, so it's 12 o'clock. We just got out. Immediate reaction. We're going to make it really quick for you guys.
You first.
Yeah? Me?
Yeah,
Me?
of course.
I wanted you to say this dude was grunting the entire, certain scenes of the film.
There were some scenes that were very, very much on the nose. But
in relationship to his favorite hero.
It's
yeah.
like, come on, guys. I am
so
kinda,
many times.
I'm kind of happy that, you know, there's that little nod to, you know, a different IP in general. Actually, a couple of them. But overall, I actually enjoyed the movie. It was longer than I expected, but I did enjoy it. Aesthetically, it was very different from everything else we've seen up to now, with the exception of maybe Shang-Chi, which I'll get into when we do spoiler information and stuff like that.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was great. It was probably visually the best Marvel movie I've seen in a long, long time. It wasn't your copy, cut, and paste. It was definitely different. It was long, but I didn't, you know, unlike Dune, I didn't feel it was long. It was just hot in that theater, that's all.
I felt it was long. The third act was a little longer than I expected it to be. But yes, that theater was hot as hell.
But I will say that the thing about the third act is, like, I didn't feel like the third act was dragging. I just felt like things kept changing and kept on flipping. Like characters kept flipping back and forth. And that might have felt like it was a little dragged out or so. Like it wasn't, just
a little, but not.
I didn't feel like it was,
but not necessarily in a negative way.
Right.
I was like, okay, which is it? Pick one and then get to it.
So the one thing
I did like,
and one thing I'll point out is, like, the third act. A lot of people always complain that the third act looks like trash. Like the CG is lacking.
Like, budget started to
run out, you know, you get that, and you see that a lot with you know, Shang-Chi, Black Panther. I can name a bunch of them. Wonder Woman, but this movie I actually felt got better as the time went by. And like I was telling him, I actually felt like I could feel the environment. I could feel
when they would go to different locations.
Visually, this was amazing on IMAX.
The director did a really good job of shooting. Her wide shots were
oh
gorgeous.
My god, it was amazing.
I can see why some people are like, oh, it's not Marvel, and it's like, well, that's because it's shot differently and it doesn't follow the typical storyline. But also look at it this way, considering that they're going on to a new phase, new direction, isn't that kind of a good thing? Maybe give a little difference for each movie, although they are connected through story. It could work.
To me, this was the and I know I agree with you, because I know some people are saying it didn't feel like a Marvel movie, but to me, this was the most relatable cosmic Marvel type story that I've ever enjoyed. Like, I'm not big on like cosmic stories because it gets out of control. Like, for example, it's DC, but like Infinite Crisis. The moment Superman starts saving things with a song, a piece, or whatever, it get Infinite Crisis when he harmonized something into the mother box machine or something like that. Or Crisis Infinite? No, I don't know. There was one moment where Superman saved everything by singing. into a box, a mechanical box or world changer or something like that. Anyways, the point I'm trying to say is like it gets too out of control where this felt grounded enough for me to be like, okay, I still get it. Like, these are essentially gods fighting other gods created and such. And then, yes, like he mentioned earlier, there's little nods like, yes, you're going to start comparing to Justice League. Yes, you're going to be like, okay, that's the Superman, that's the Flash. Okay, that's kind of the Iron Man, Batman kind of guy. Okay, that's the Doc. But, I felt like, what I felt? I felt
every team has their archetypes.
Right.
Even in Invincible,
right.
You had, the archetypes for
exactly.
most of the teams. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
And
in this case, they did a fairly good job of it.
Personally, for me, I felt like I was watching the best superhero Shakespeare on paper as a movie, because it really felt like a Midnight Summer's Dream. It was very Shakespearean. You saw the archetypes of Shakespearean plays, Icarus.
Yeah.
Too close to the song. We saw a lot of
music being
we
used really
saw
well.
a lot of those references of just classical mythologies, and I personally really liked it. Like I thought it was really well done. So it's definitely very different, and there's little to no sprinkled references of the MCU in this movie, but it
was really light.
Yeah.
That's something I would say is like, questions that people have, where was this person, or where was this situation, They do answer a lot of those questions, but they don't beat it over your head.
It's interesting. Like this
could there be more detail? Yes.
And honestly,
I'm glad it wasn't.
And honestly, Chloe I don't know if she did a good or bad job of essentially just keeping her own world. Like, it's kind of disconnected from the MCU, but
it feels like it could be.
It could be its own thing, basically.
It feels like it could be its own multiversal world and connected to our MCU at the same time.
All right,
so
guys.
It kind of works.
There you go. So that's our representation.
Hope we do spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler talk very soon. We'll talk to you.
Burning some people alive.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.